Hello and welcome to Happily Ever Reality. I am so glad that you're here. Today we are going to be talking about the questions we wish Suki would have asked during part 1 and part 2 of the Sister Wives tell-alls. So I'm really hoping that some of these questions get asked during the final part, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let's go ahead and get started. If you are sort of stumbling upon this video, I'm just going to let you know so you understand what's going on. I did a video where I was a little bit critical of Suki and how she's been handling the Sister Wives tell-alls. I think she seems like a wonderful person. I just think these have been a little bit disappointing. I'm going to go ahead and link that video here. So I asked anyone who watched that to leave comments about what they wish Suki would have asked or what they thought about Suki hosting the tell-alls, and I'm going to be talking about some of those comments. Now, the comments are in no particular order. I just kind of, did a screenshot of them and pulled them in for the video. So they're in no order. I did block out your names. So if you're like, man, I don't want my username out there with the comment just because maybe you don't want it in the video, it's blocked. But hey, if you want to claim your comment, go ahead and do that down in the comments for this video. Otherwise, we are good to go, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, there is one more thing. I did decide if the comment had any cuss words or words that were kind of close to cuss words or any nicknames for, anyone on the show that wasn't very nice. I decided to sort of skip over them. I don't want the channel flagged for anything. So that's my last thing. Now I'm ready to get started. The first comment says, Robyn needs to supply real receipts where she's reached out to Mary, Janelle, and Christine to make the relationships work. Receipts where Robyn turned them down to get together. Also, ask Robyn why she is not seeking sister wives for Kody. She can still have polygamy. What is she waiting for? These three are not the only women in the world. So I loved the end of that. Robyn is saying that she really wants polygamy. She can still have that. There are other women. So, you know what? Robyn can go find them. I don't think that's ever going to happen, you guys. What do you think? Do you think Robyn would help look for some other wives for Kody? I think she likes having all the attention and being the newest wife, so that won't work if anyone else comes along. But you're right. That commenter is absolutely 100% right. She can still have that. She just has to go and look for those women. So this next comment has several really good questions. So here's comment number 2. I wish she would have asked Kody and Robyn, why do you constantly say Robyn was treated badly when she came into the family when the other wives paid off her existing debt and helped her pay her down payment for her Vegas house and then her Flagstaff home? What exactly did Robyn do to strengthen her relationships with her sister wives and the relationships between her children with the OG kids? If Robyn was told about the fake story about Christine ruining the reconciliation, why didn't Robyn go straight to Mary with that information? Why did Robyn need a nanny when everyone at her house was home all the time, quarantined during COVID? Why did Robyn tell Kody that the boys text her about the COVID rules? Why didn't Robyn behave more as a mother and try to communicate directly with Gabe and Garrison and keep those conversations between them instead of making the situation worse by telling Kody? And the last question, did you give Janelle all of her money back from Robyn's house so that she can finally build a house of her own now? I thought those were all excellent questions. I would have loved for any one of those to have been asked. All of them would have been great, but one of them would have been nice. I definitely am interested in them being more direct with Robyn. She says she's being treated bad, but I think Robyn has really came out ahead in this situation. Her life now is a lot more secure and stable. She has a nicer home. She hasn't had to work in years. She's came out ahead. And so for her to say she's been treated badly, she could have been treated a lot worse. So I think it would be nice if they were a little bit more direct about how her life has changed. It looks to me like Robyn is wanting to be the victim, so she's finding those moments where things weren't exactly, the way she wanted them to go, when really she has done wonderfully in this relationship. She's came out ahead, especially when you compare her to Janelle and Christine and Mary. Here is comment number 3. Suki should apologize to Christine for pushing her when she had already given an answer. Suki should have asked Kody, has he made up with his sons? He should be shown the clip of his son's reaction to his dad forgetting his birthday. He should have been asked, why is it okay for Dayton to live at home, but not okay for his other sons to live at home? Why was it okay to go to a wedding, but not safe enough to attend his daughter's surgery? Kody, why do you mistreat the kids when you're upset with their mothers? Why does Robyn have a big house and not have to work? While Janelle, who does work outside of the home, there isn't enough money to pay off the land and build her own home. Why does he have to control the family money when Janelle should have equal rights to the money? Why do you show favoritism between your wives and children? Why does Robyn get medical insurance when the other kids have never had medical insurance? So I thought those are all kinds of great questions. I did not know about the medical insurance situation, which I knew if he had access to insurance, whoever the legal wife is, that person's going to have medical insurance. But I didn't realize no one else ever had. So that part is news to me. I've never heard that before, but yeah, there are a lot of things there I would like Kody to have to address. The big one is the surgery. You went to a wedding, Kody, but you did not go to your kid's surgery. Yeah, that moment was, I think, huge for a lot of viewers. I think he should have to answer about that because that was a big part of season 17 and 16, at least for me. So I would like to hear what he has to say. But again, I don't think Kody is going to have to answer for those kind of things. This next comment number 4, did not have a question, but I feel like she expressed how a lot of us are feeling. So here's comment number 4. Kody is obviously in charge of the tell-all, which has become a tell-nothing. These one-on-one interviews are useless and allow him to rewrite history without any repercussions. I'm over it. I agree with that. Kody just gets to say whatever he wants and no one confronts him. You know, Suki, she could probably point out some inaccuracies, but she doesn't know what goes on behind the scenes, like in their home lives. The only people that could really do that would be his children and his wives. But I've thought about this. Let's say they go back to them all doing the tell-alls together. Who wants to confront him? If you're all sitting there with Kody, could you imagine confronting him and him jumping up and, you know, being explosive and combative? He's not someone that's easy to talk to, particularly if you're pointing out something about him that he doesn't like. So maybe this is the best way to do it. Maybe it's not good that anyone confronts him about anything and we all just let him sit there and make up lies and stories and we see Kody for who he really is without any interruption. I do think it might be interesting if the tell-alls had some of the adult children sitting with their own mothers and they talked about what happened. I think that would be really interesting. I think some of these adult kids are at a point where they really want to talk about what it was like being in a polygamous family and what it was like having Kody as a dad. I think some of them are ready to talk about that. I would definitely watch it. I watch Gwendolyn Brown. I've tried to see the lives that Peyton does. But I think some of these kids are ready to talk. I do think it would be really sad, though. I think there's a lot of hurt with the Brown kids. So I think it would be sad, but I do think they've got a lot to say at this point. So that leads into comment number 5. She should ask Janelle how she feels about Kody missing Gabe's birthday and making him cry. Here's the thing, though. I think it's possible. We're going to hear more from Janelle in part 3 because they have given us nothing in part 1 and part 2. Janelle is the most interesting thing now. You know, Christine was the most interesting person during the previous tell-all for the last season, but now I think it's Janelle, so I think they've been holding out, and maybe we're going to get some more from her, and maybe this will be brought up, so we'll just have to wait and see. I thought this next comment was funny. I would ask Robyn to tell us what she did to make herself such a good sister wife. She likes to tell how bad of one Christine was, and what all she lacked as a sister wife. Tell us what you brought to the table, Robyn, besides $32,000 in debt, bad credit, and your nanny. That nanny thing is never going to go away. Christine highlighted it when she made her comment, you know, what does the nanny do? Christine highlighted it, but let's get real. Even if Christine had never said that, for most viewers, it's weird that Robyn gets a nanny. There's so many adults in her household. Just doesn't make sense, so it is never going to go away. This next comment is interesting because it's actually a question I had a lot during the time where they were focusing on COVID. I do think the commenter meant to write in the word Robyn. She says Mary at the beginning, and I think she meant to say Robyn. So I'm going to put the name Robyn in there. So let me go ahead and read it to you so you'll understand what I'm talking about. Suki should ask Robyn, why didn't she want Mary to come over during COVID when she was quarantined? Also, ask what kind of relationship does she have with Christine and Janelle's kids? So I think that was meant to address, Robyn and what she did during all of this. I wanted to know too. I wanted to know when COVID was at its worst, why wasn't Mary brought into their home? Even if it was temporary, even if it was like girls, Brianna and Aurora, you're going to have to share a room because Mary's not quarantining alone. She's a part of our family. She's going to be staying here with us. They talk about how they're a family. They're all one. That really bothered me back during, season 16 and into season 17. Why was Mary alone? She didn't have to be. But now we know that Kody ended the relationship with her. That's why. Who wants to go and live with their ex? Who wants to live with their ex-husband or their ex-wife? They don't want to. Kody doesn't want to live with Mary. So I don't know that it was Robyn who didn't want it. It sounds to me like it was Kody that didn't want it, and possibly Mary knew it wouldn't be uncomfortable and didn't want to go as well. But I understand the question. It was something that bothered me a lot too during those earlier COVID episodes. This next comment was another good one. It doesn't have a question, but it says, I think Kody invented this Mary reconciliation story to get the heat off him and Robyn. I feel the whole season was about reinventing the way people see Robyn and Kody. Sorry, but it didn't work and it actually backfired. We've watched 17 seasons of his abuse and Robyn's whining about being victimized by the family. I don't know that the whole season was focused on them reinventing themselves, but I feel like this tell-all was. I feel like I was just blown away that this whole situation was brought up with Mary. The only thing we got out of it was that they were trying to make Christine look bad, and most viewers are not fooled. So, I don't know. I was just floored that we spent that much time on it. I thought we would have spent more time on Christine, if anything, or more time on Janelle. But I guess they probably wanted to make sure that each wife kind of had their moment, maybe. But I don't know. I didn't like it. I expressed that in my last recap. I did not like them trying to turn Christine and Mary on each other, or at least Mary on Christine. I'm not about that. Kody is just trying to reinvent history and doesn't need to be done because we all know better. I thought this next question was interesting, but I also thought it might be one that some of you can answer because some of you can really go back and remember the beginning of the show or the history or comments that have been made in ways that I cannot do at all. But listen to this question, and if you have the answer, go ahead and let me know in the comments. This commenter wrote, I would ask Robyn why she never got any sister wives in her previous 10-year marriage. That's a great question. I know Robyn is from a polygamous family, and I know that she married a Jessup. I know that family name is, within the polygamous community. So why weren't they polygamist? Does anyone know the backstory to that? I would love to hear it. If we don't know the backstory, I would love for Suki to ask the question. I love the next comment. It says, we need a whole tell-all on where Janelle's house money's at. Why does everyone else have assets when Janelle is the one doing the finances? And now that Gwen has told us Robyn still's playing with that funny business, is that what Janelle meant when she said money's going to other priorities? I want to be the host for just one tell-all. Also, how does no job Robyn afford $1 million McMansion and a nanny with no visible means of income generation? How's that for a question? That is a great question. And I did not talk about this on here, but Gwen said Robyn is still doing Sister Wives Closet. She's still doing that. I went to their website. There's no inventory. There's no inventory. And I don't think there has been for a while. So where is this stuff getting sold at? Who is buying it? If any of you have it and you feel like sharing a photo of some of this jewelry, I would love to see it. you can get a hold of me. Send me a message, send me an email. Let me know in the comments if you have any. Maybe there's some jewelry that was better looking than, what I saw of it. But I'm just floored that she is still doing it or claiming that she's doing it. There hasn't been anything on that website in a long time. And you know what? If all of the wives are gone, is she really a sister wife now? Is she a sister wife? I don't think so. So this whole thing just needs to go. But to be honest with you, when she says that Janelle said that the money was going to other priorities, I don't know that she meant Sister Wives Closet. I think just she means Robyn. And all of Robyn's, wants and needs. Wants, her shopping habit, the things for the adult children that they should be, according to Kody, with his boys, they needed to move out. They're paying for Robyn's kids still. So I think Janelle just feels like the money isn't being used fairly, but maybe you're right. Maybe they are still spending money on Sister Wives Closet. So the next comment is just an opinion, but I wanted to throw it in here for a specific reason. This comment says, Suki and the producers did an awful job. She seems like a very sweet woman. She just allowed Kody to distract from focusing on the real issues. I agree with all your points. So this comment said, she seems like a very sweet woman. When I decided to make the video about Suki and, my opinions about her questioning, it was really difficult for me to decide to do it. Like I spent a lot of time thinking about it because she seems so nice. I think she seems lovely. And I was really hesitant to be critical of her questioning, but I feel like most of us agree there just needs to be a little bit more, or maybe another host who is ready to deal with Kody. I don't know. It was difficult because I do think she seems very nice. The next comment is from a viewer who submitted questions they would like to have asked of Kody. So here it is. What is your relationship like with your adult children? Describe in detail. Did you and Robyn get vaccinated for COVID? Yeah, I would enjoy any questions about finding out how he feels about the adult children. Again, I would love to see the adult children really telling us how Kody is, but I don't think Kody is ever going to acknowledge his problems. I think he started to in that last episode here in season 17, but it's like it's never enough. He just doesn't get it. But I would be more interested in these kind of questions than what we've been getting in the last two tell-alls. This is the last comment I'm going to throw in from you guys, and then I'm going to tell you the one question that I sort of wished was asked, but sort of don't. And I'm going to tell you why, but let me throw in the last comment. Here it is. Very bland with her questions. She doesn't ask the hard ones at all. How about asking how Robyn's house was purchased and why Kody and Robyn were seen out and about together during COVID when they were supposedly so against getting together with the rest of the family? Why did Robyn need a nanny when Kody was there 24/7? So many unanswered questions. You're absolutely right. I think that's what has been disappointing about the tell-alls is there's so many great things that could have been asked that haven't been asked. And I agree with that. Why do you need a nanny when Kody is in the house? Robyn mentioned, I wish I knew what episode it was in, that she had a nanny because she felt so guilty asking Kody for help. Well, my first response to that is don't ask Kody, ask another sister wife. You're all supposed to be like family. If you need help with the kids, ask one of the other wives. Mary doesn't even have children that are really children in her home anymore. She can come over and help. Maybe Christine can. They're all supposed to be family. But it doesn't make sense if Kody's in the house 24/7. Now the nanny can go. You can save some money, help Janelle build our house. But this commenter was right, like many of you were. There's just so many things that could have been asked that aren't being asked. So here is my question. I didn't read it in any of the comments from you guys. And the reason I said I sort of wished it was asked, but I don't totally wish it was asked, was because there's a part of me that wouldn't want it to be, televised for the world to see, because I wouldn't want one of Kody's children truly to see it. But my question for Kody is, how is it you feel okay going on TV and crying about not seeing Brianna for 10 days when you go much longer without seeing your other children? And remember, you guys, Brianna was in the house. She was in Robyn's house. She was just away from them. She walked to the door and talked to them. And he cried on TV. He never sheds tears like that and seems that sad over his other kids. I wish he had to see it. I wish they had shown him those clips. I would like to know, but there's a part of me that's also like, I don't want his kids to see how he answers that, because Gabe made me so sad, and Isabel made me sad, and Truly's made me sad. Everyone's making me sad. All these kids are. I don't know that I would want those questions out there. And maybe I sort of wonder if that wasn't a stipulation of the tell-all. Like Kody was like, we're not going to talk about the kids. So they're not even bringing them up. But maybe that's for the best, because Kody's never going to say the things he needs to make this better. We're all just going to be at home, like, hate watching the show, and his kids are going to be more hurt. So maybe my question shouldn't be asked, but I would like him to be confronted with it, even if it was in private. He needs to see himself and who he is as a father. But that is it, you guys. So we should be watching the tell-all, about 24 hours from now. So hopefully we get some of our questions answered. If you have any comments, leave them below. If you can explain the Robyn and her ex-husband thing, I would like to know. So if you know about that, leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you guys for the recap and commentary about the next tell-all. If you haven't already, click like and subscribe.